Assistant Professor, Computer Engineering Department at Kekewag Institute of Engineering Education and Research, Nasik. Today we will study about priority inversion. It is a part of embedded system and real-time applications. Now these are the learning objectives of today's session, that is to study priority inversion and to learn various approaches to handle priority inversion. Now these might be learning outcomes of today's lecture. At the end of this session, students will be able to explain priority inversion problem. And second one is to describe the solution of priority inversion problem. Let's start with introduction part. Generally, idea behind this is that suppose we have multiple tasks with different priority, so tasks with highest priority will get executed first. But when such things not happens, that is low priority tasks get executed and higher priority task gets blocked, then this scenario is called as priority inversion. And this happens in generally poorly designed real-time embedded application. So how we can define it is a circumstances where low priority tasks execute while a high priority task wait due to resource contention. This is called as priority inversion, and this is one of the big problems, and this happens because of poor design of the real-time embedded system. Now consider this diagram where three tasks are present here: task A, task B and task C. Here task A having highest priority, task B with medium priority and task C with low priority. Now here these are the states of different tasks. Here task A and task C share a variable x and access to this variable is synchronous with use of semaphore. Now here task C is ready and picked up by the scheduler for execution and acquire shared variable. Meanwhile, task A is blocked due to unavailable of resource and waiting for resource being used by the task B, which has itself preempted the task C. Therefore, here task A, which has higher priority, is effectively inverted to the lower priority. So this in this diagram, lastly task B goes on running and never gives chance to C to release the semaphore, and hence A is now it is in block state. Next is there are some problems occur in a system because of priority inversion. So we can list here. First is a system malfunction may occur if a high priority process is not provided the required resources. Second one is the performance of the system can be reduced due to priority inversion. This may happen because it is imperative for higher priority tasks to execute promptly. Next one is system responsiveness decreases as high priority tasks may have strict time constraint or real time response guarantee. But at the same time, sometimes there is no harm caused by priority inversion as the late execution of the high priority process is not noticed by the system. So this type of issue, this type of problems occur due to priority inversion. So in general we can say that priority inversion is a problem. Now as it is a problem, there might be some solutions to avoid the priority inversion problem. Okay, now next is there are basically two types of inversion. First is bounded and second one is unbounded type of inversion. So bounded means what? If the inversion will get over in a fixed time boundary, it is said to be boundary inversion. On the other hand, If the time for which priority will not be bounded, then it is called as unbounded inversion. Now, as I told you about priority inversion problem, so there is some solutions to avoid the priority inversion problem. Here list are like priority ceiling, priority inheritance, disabling interrupt, no blocking and random boosting. These five are the some identified solution to priority inversion problem. Basically in generally we can use first two, that is priority ceiling and priority inheritance. We will see one by one. Now come to the point, that is first solution for a priority ceiling is priority inversion problem is that priority ceiling. Okay, so priority ceiling means what? All the resources are assigned a priority that is equal to the highest priority of any task that may attempt to claim them, and this help in avoiding priority inversion. So idea is that it is a way to solve priority inversion is to use priority ceiling protocol, which gives each shared resource a refined priority ceiling. Now in real-time computing, the priority ceiling protocol is a synchronization protocol for shared resources to avoid unbounded priority inversion and mutual deadlock due to wrong nesting of the critical section. In this protocol, each resource is assigned a priority ceiling, which is a priority equal to the highest priority of any task which may lock the resources. And this protocol works by temporarily raising the priorities of tasks in certain situations. Thus, it requires a scheduler that support dynamic scheduling, dynamic priority scheduling. As I told you, it is a new technique that addresses the priority inversion problem. Under the priority ceiling protocol, a higher priority task can be blocked at most once by a lower priority task. Now see the figure. This figure consists of priority ceiling. Again there are three tasks. First is A with high priority, second is B with medium priority, and third one is C with low priority. And these are the state: ready state, running state, wait state, and so on. Now here, when a task acquire a shared resource, the task priority is temporarily raised to the priority ceiling of that resource. Like here, first stage. The priority ceiling must be higher than the highest priority of all tasks, thereby ensuring that a task running a shared resource won't be preempted by any other task attempting to the access to that same resource. And when the task whose priority is raised release the resource, it gains its original priority level. Now here low priority task like C has the resource due to which higher priority task enter into block state, and it and is temporarily given the higher priority of all tasks, and this ensure that no lower or other task will be able to acquire the resource in between, and since it has become the highest priority, this ensure no priority inversion takes place. Okay, now here at last stage process B complete, and now process C start. Before that, initially at starting stage process C acquire the shared resources, and now once it is acquired, process B enter in the ready state and waiting ready state. Okay, now process B in ready state, so which preempt process C, and process A acquire the shared resource. Now process A complete, process B started, and after completion of process A, process B is started. After completion of process B, process C is started. Means as per the priority, as A having highest priority, it will execute first, then B and D. These things happen here. That means there is no priority inversion problem, and this problem can be avoided by using priority ceiling protocol. Now this is the second solution for priority inversion problem. that is priority inheritance. This solution temporarily elevates the priority of the low priority task that is executing to the highest priority task that need the resources. Now we will see with the help of one diagram. As I told you, again there are three tasks: task A, task B, and task C with the high, medium, and low priority. Now, when a low priority task acquire a resource, shared resource, the task continue running at its original priority level. And if a higher priority task requests ownership of the shared resource, then the low priority task priority is raised above the requesting task. And now the low priority task continue its operation, and once when resource is released, the task is dropped back to its original priority, permitting the higher priority task to execute. So here process C is the running state. Process C acquired the shared variable. Now but process C have a low priority. Now process B enter in ready state like the previous scenario, and process A enter in the ready state. Now process A tries to access the shared resource, and process C is increase the priority. Now process C release the resource and process A start the executing, and after that process A complete execution. Next is process B, or we can say task B start executing. After task B is complete, process C or task C with low priority start the executing. Now again here according to priority task will get executed. So there is no priority inversion problems. These two are most popular solution for the priority inversion problem. Okay, now next one is disabling interrupt. So there are only two priorities in this case. First is that is interrupts disable and preemptible. So priority inversion is impossible as there is no third option. So it is very by default solution for the priority inversion problem. Now next is no blocking and random boosting. So priority inversion can be avoided by avoiding blocking. Blocking means it is in waiting state, as the low priority tasks block the high priority task. So by default process with higher priority will get executed. Now next is random boosting. So here the priority of the ready task can be randomly boosted until they exit the critical section. So again there is no issue of priority inversion. As per priority the task will get executed. So this is all about the solution for a priority inversion problem. Among all these listed solution, I already told you first two are the popular solution for the priority inversion problem. Now we will see one few difference between the priority inversion and priority inheritance. As I told you, priority inversion is a problem, whereas priority inheritance is a solution. And priority inversion means priority of the task get inverted, whereas priority inheritance means that priority of the task get inherited. And last one is both of these phenomenon happen in priority scheduling. This is all about today's lecture. So now we can conclude here. We have seen what is basically priority inversion means. Then it is one big problem. It is happened due to poorly design of the embedded systems. Now again we have seen how to overcome this problem, how to avoid this problem happens in a system. So we have listed some solution, and by using this one we can avoid the priority inversion problem. So this is all about the today's lecture. Thank you very much.